I remember when I loved you. I remember when you were cool. I remember when you were good. But now at the end, all we get is this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, my name is David Popovich, aka the Bookworm, and welcome to Bookworm Reviews. Sit back and relax as we finish off the Inheritance Cycle, Book 4, Inheritance by Christopher Paolini. So, this is it. I've stated this all the time with these books, but I love Eragon and Eldest. Personal favorites growing up, I don't care how unoriginal they are. Great gateway books to fantasy, and now internet fight you to the death about it. The third book, Brissinger, is an utter waste of time, since most of the book focuses on subplots that put the plot on hold with very little happening to the characters. Now we come to Inheritance, the climactic chapter of the series, the grand finale of this fantasy epic. Surely my opinion for this book are better since now Paolini has nothing else to do but finish off the main plot, so everything has to be action-packed, filled with drama as characters confront the final enemy. Okay, so a quick recap from the last book. There are only 4 things you need to know. Eragon gets a new sword to match the color of his dragon and names it Brissinger. Yes, that's why the third book is called that. Over a sword. Then we learn that Eragon is not the son of Morzin, but the son of Brom, Eragon's old mentor from the first book who died, which makes him and Murtagh half-brothers since they both came from the same mother. Not gonna lie, it's a good twist. If only the rest of the book was good as that. Then the Golden Dragon Glader gives him a Deus Ex Machina, Eldameri. Basically, it's a dragon's soul, and why the evil Galbatorix has stayed in power for over 300 years. Then Glader and Oramus go into battle and die when Galbatorix possesses Murtagh. Those are the only main points to keep in mind when going into Inheritance, where we see the resistance growing against Galbatorix as all races of the land come together. Time has come, human, for every race, even werecats, to stand together and prove to Galbatorix that he has not broken our will to fight. But Eragon knows he's not fully ready to fight him. He tries to communicate with Glader's soul, but he's fallen silent since his rider's death. He is the most unhappy creature I have ever met. Do you mean I wish? I would we could help him. I do not think he will be able to find his way out of the darkness on his own. Do you think? Eragon hesitated, not wanting to give voice to his suspicion, then continued. Do you think he will go mad? He may have already. If not, then he dances on the very cusp of insanity. All the while, his feelings for Arya are just as complicated as ever as the two continue to Ross and Rachel each other. He loosed a quick smile at her, and Arya responded in kind, her expression fierce and joyous. And then... So here's the thing. I'm going to be upfront with you. This book is bad, mainly because it suffers from the same problem as Brissinger. Brissinger was all subplot, little plot, and Inheritance is all plot with little subplot. Which sounds confusing, I know, but here's the problem. The first half of the book is
nothing! Absolutely nothing!
What I mean is, the first half is focused on several battles to take cities on their way to the capital, which are important, but there's nothing really important happening to the characters. These battles don't add to the character's development like others in Eragon or Eldest's climactic battles. The closest we get is with Roran, who has to deal with his own mortality when he thought he was going to die, and he accepted it. Don't you understand? I gave up. When I realized I couldn't escape, I accepted it as meekly as a lamb led to slaughter. Moments like these are the minority compared to the pages of text dedicated to detailed battle scenes that do nothing more than pad the story. And that's what I mean when I say the story is all plot, no subplot. Paolini wrote himself into a corner when he decided to split the book into 2. Since he finished off all the subplots in the last book, he has nothing else to fill Inheritance pages that have actual meat to it. What he should have done was seriously rewrite those 2 books so he had an action-packed drama-filled story like Eldest. Instead, what we have are 2 halves that do anything but make you whole. For around 400 pages of an 850-page story are dedicated to these battles, and yeah, it's bad. Which is sad because this is supposed to be the big finale where Eragon completes his hero's journey. "How you have changed," she said. "The boy once sat watch over as he fought off a fever is long gone, I think." "You know me still," he replied. "No, I don't believe I do," while becoming more aware of what may be the root of the issue. Mainly, a lot of people hate magic. Goes against the natural order of things, it does. That and all the other spells being tossed around nowadays. Makes you want to hide in a cave somewhere, let the magicians kill each other off without any interference from us. This is the stuff Polini should have focused more on, especially since after he defeats Galbatorix, oh, by the way, he defeats Galbatorix, spoilers, Eragon's tasked with how to bring in a new generation of dragon riders while weighing all the political talk he's had to witness from all the different races. And I would have loved to read more of that instead of how rushed it all feels at the end. I'm just saying, you had 850 pages, you could have spread that out. But in the end, it's a disappointment. Especially since I had to wait over 6 years to get to the end of the story. The plot is bare bones, it's filled with a lot of nothing, and rushes through the interesting stuff cause reasons. You know, it's funny. Polini had teased at the release of Inheritance that he plans to write more books around this world with a new 7-book series. That was about 5 years ago, and there has not been a word about that since. Now on to the series retrospective. Which book was the best, which was the worst, and should you read the series? For best, I have to go with Eldest. Eragon is a good gateway, but Eldest to me holds the high standard of world building, character development, and plot that shows how great the series can be. For worst, it has to be Brissinger. As much as I dislike Inheritance, at least the plot moved forward. I cannot say the same for Brissinger, when the majority of the book feels like it's running in place, and in my view, made the series worse. As for the series overall, it's complicated. If you're looking for a fantasy series to get into, I would recommend the first 2 books. They really are a greatest hits for the fantasy genre overall. But the last 2 books, I can't because they just don't satisfy you like the first 2. Read them at your own risk, but don't say I didn't warn you. What about you, Internet? What's your opinion about Inheritance and the Inheritance cycle overall? If you have a book you would like me to review, let me know in the comments below. Wait, wasn't there a big movie coming out this week?
Do you think you're the first woman who's tried to save him?
Oh. Well, I guess I should have reviewed that book to time with the release. But I guess I can't. Oh, darn. So join me next week as we read Are You Kidding Me? Till next time, like, share, and discuss, and have a nice day.